Everybody else was talking about how they started the garden, what was here.
Well, my name...
Well, welcome to the Dakin House. We have an interesting home here that was built around 1800. And in addition, we have an interesting piece of history that was brought here from another area. It's a carriage step that belonged to Alexander Stewart. It was at his Victorian home in Westchester County, and when that Victorian home burned down, it was next to my old house. I salvaged that and brought it here to Hudson. So if you'd like to see it, we can go around the back.
Certainly. First, let me get a view of your garden. Nice.
He and John Wanamaker established department stores.
Yes, they did.
I'm Elsa Levasseur, and this part of the garden is about 3 years old, still in progress, and there's a more developed area over there which is about 12 years old. There are lots of fruit trees and strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and a lime which goes indoors in winter.
Beautiful.
And a wildflower meadow for the bees and butterflies.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
I saw a full-blown monarch yesterday, and a few days before there was another one feeding on the flowers.
I hear there's some kind of a crisis with the monarchs.
Yes, there are not so many, but I've got lots of butterfly bushes here. So I hope I'm breeding a lot. A mixture of wild garden, edible flowers and fruit.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, my name is Nancy Zuckerman, and I've been lucky to be renting actually this house for the last 6 years. And this is my friend Brian, who's helped me maintain the gardens beautifully. And it's a lovely yard. It's lovely to be in, and I'm happy to be on the tour.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you, Nancy.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Let me just take
Okay.
a pan of the entire garden here.
I've been gardening here for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And when I started, it was just all grass and some bluestones.
Mm-hmm.
And I gradually started making it into garden rooms. And I have a lot of also tropical plants that I bring in during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have additions, like now I have milkweed, which I'm waiting for the monarchs. They prefer the Mexican sunflowers for some reason, but I that, and then the sunflowers reseed. And then I'm a photographer, so I actually have some photographs on display because they're all taken from my garden.
Wonderful.
So it's like an all-season garden.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Beautiful.
winter.
We just planted a butterfly bush, the purple cone
Right.
flower. And yesterday, I was delighted. I saw 5 tiny little baby monarchs flittering around. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen them before.
I think they're just starting to.
I missed that. Could you say that? Stupid me.
I've set up 2 hummingbird feeders this year, and we just missed one was trying to get in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
I have a male and a female that come
Mm.
right now, and so I'm hoping for more.
Yeah,
But they zoom in and they zoom out so fast. And they also like the Rose of Sharon and the cannas. Anything bright orange they love.
We have something visiting us that looks like a combination of a hummingbird and a moth.
Yeah, that's the hummingbird moth.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, yeah, it's not a real hummingbird, but
Yeah.
it looks, its
Looks
wings
like
flutter.
flies like one.
And they have the most amazing tongue that you'll see that's in a
Unravels.
unravels. And they're wonderful.
Yeah.
I've seen 2 different kinds around here.
remind me, Peter, what was our vision? Sorry. What were we trying to achieve here? What kind of space did we want to end up with?
Just a little city garden where we could sit out and eat dinner. So it's very simple. We were very lucky. We had all these great old bluestone pavers were already here, but they were in a path that went along that side, and we were able to pull them up and rearrange them into a patio. The vision isn't quite realized yet. It's 4 years old, so it's still coming.
Is this a high maintenance garden?
Very low. Yeah, it's all mostly shrubs and perennials, very occasionally an annual, and deadheading the roses is about the most labor-intensive project because I have to get up on a ladder. Everything else is really simple.
Good. Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Say that again.
I cleaned out the storeroom and I'm doing a little stoop sale here of flower buckets and flower pots inspired by Mrs. Green Thumbs, and half the proceeds are going to the the Parks Conservancy.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. Let me get a final pan here. I made the mistake of creating a high-maintenance garden.
That's a mistake.
It is a terrible mistake when I was a few years younger and didn't realize what nature demands.
Yeah, maybe even this one actually. Here I'm gonna.
Well, my name is Tessie Keller and Jane Nugez. We both live here. And we moved here 5 years ago. And when we moved, it was actually a beautiful garden, but we had to have new pipes put in to go outside. So everything got dug out, and we had to put a brand new garden in. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to have flowers for the spring and summer that we could bring into the house. And that's why we ended up bringing in a lot of the dahlias and the hydrangeas and the zinnias, really make a beautiful statement, as you can see on the pot in the bucket there. And my favorite flower at the moment are these beautiful oranges and red. They're cosmea. And also the anemones, they're kind of spinnily long and tall.
Oh, you'll have to point them out.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're these and all of these, and it really mix beautifully. Where they're kind of at the tail end of the season, but I think about a week or 2 weeks ago they were really beautiful. And then we also have our shades. One of my favorite trees at the moment is called Seven Suns, and it's from China. It's just starting to bloom, and it blooms for like a month. It's beautiful. It's white flowers. It's really unusual at this because it was only introduced about 15 years ago.
Really? Huh?
So it's from China, and they start with white, and they go into this beautiful red and last months. And it really gives a beautiful shade to all my shady plants of hostas and coleus and ferns. It just makes a beautiful backdrop to it. And then of course I have my urns. It's a small garden, but I like it nice and full.
Now they're telling me I didn't do your garden, but now that
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
It looks very familiar. But anyway, we didn't have anyone narrating the piece, so let me just take a quick pan around. Yeah, this is very short, and I think you've done a wonderful job of explaining what's here.
The person that is working with me on is Trish Hinsey.
Could you say that name again?
Her name is Patricia Hinsey.
Was she here at the garden tour?
I think she was here for a short period of time. But she had to go.
Okay. Well, I think that does it. That's short and sweet.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for coming.
I haven't been in the backyard. No, this is glorious. And your little secret gardening is
So,
you guys know Dan?
no.
Hi, I'm Dan Udell, the
Oh yeah, Dan.
Hi.
I know.
town
We do know you.
videographer, if you will.
We know your wife
We know your wife
Oh,
Yeah.
from where?
from, well,
from
let's see.
showing thing.
There used to be the gallery that was down on
Oh, sure.
Cross
Yeah.
Street. And
I
then,
heard about your garden. I'm doing all the gardens.
Oh,
20
really?
Gardens in-
Well, Rachel's the principal gardener. I'm kind of a
Okay.
helper a bit.
well,
I have that relationship with my wife. I'm
Yeah,
the
right.
grunt person.
The laborer.
well,
Not another hole to dig. Oh, no.
I kind of take care of lawns,
Well-
lawnmowers.
actually, I do all the digging. I've done all the
Yeah, that's
digging.
true.
Well, it's evolved a lot over the years. We've planted everything here except for the lilacs. We planted this tree.
Oh, really? Wow.
And the garden started out very small, and it was a sun garden, and it's gradually evolved to a mostly shade garden.
Because of the tree.
Because of the tree, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how nature does that.
Yeah. And I plants come and go. If something doesn't thrive, I take it out. And what else can I say about it?
Okay, we have that kind of effect. We had clematis used to be thriving in our garden. This year we can't make it even begin to bloom, or even.
There's so many factors.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing I would say is that I've planned everything. I always plan on paper. I use grid paper and
wow.
a circle template to plan
I'm
everything
impressed.
meticulously.
I always talk about it, I never do.
And what I plan for, I don't plan for blooms. I always plan for foliage,
Oh, yeah, that's
because
smart.
most things are only in bloom for a short period of time. I mean, some plants, there are very few that are almost constant bloomers, like the geraniums. It's geranium roseanne, that's like a constant bloomer. And then around the corner I have a coreopsis verticillata moonbeam that's a constant bloomer. So, but everything else just it's in bloom for a short period of time. So
You're
you
absolutely
really have
right.
to look at shapes and colors of foliage, I think.
Excellent, wonderful.
So,
You know,
Tell
one
me
thing.
about the secret garden. It sounds so
oh,
intriguing.
it's very small.
It's small. And
It's,
There we go. Good.
It's about 3 hours of intense afternoon sun,
Oh, wow.
and that's it. And so it has to take broiling sun, and it has to take drought, and but then it's got to take shade. So
Yeah.
it's only part sun.
For our viewers, what are we looking at, the plant here?
This is Coreopsis verticillata moonbeam in the front,
Mhm.
and that will bloom pretty much June through October. And then that is a new grass that I just planted that this year. It's called Schizocurium, standing ovation. And it will get taller. It's just a very young plant this year. So I planted that section to attract butterflies and pollinators, bees. I planted echinacea, liatrus, phlox. There's some sedum. I have some geraniums and salvia. And I planted it last year, so they're still they'll fill in more next year, but they're doing pretty well. And so,
And are you getting visitors?
well, I saw a monarch the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've had lots of bees.
20 miles.
So, yeah.
Okay, once again, thank you.
Hi, my name is Max Taylor Milner, and we're standing here in the garden of Jeff Bailey Gallery at 127 Warren Street. These sculptures behind me are by an artist named Alan Gladder, and we're happy to be part of the beautiful garden tour.
And do you show many sculptures in the garden?
We do. Every summer we usually have 2 to 3 shows of outdoor sculpture.
Wonderful. I just get a pan here.
Hi, I'm Sherry Williams, and this is the beautiful garden of Julie and Clark at 238 Warren. It's a work in progress. They bought the building about 5 years ago, and this was a parking lot, a paved parking lot, the entire thing, everything you see now. So, as you can see, they've made enormous headway with removing the asphalt and taking away the fence that was here, and putting in this beautiful gravel area. The plantings are native for the most part. A lot have been donated. Birch trees are regional trees. This is an herb area here. The trees were the first to be put in after the asphalt was pulled up. That's where they started as they tried to figure out how they could possibly turn this into a garden. And then there are cantaloupe growing here that started in the compost and are now starting to bear fruit. Julie works day and night trying to make this habitat for native birds and butterflies and insects. So they've been working on this really intensely for about the last 6 months. This is the milkweed area here. These two areas are really where they started with the gardens, and it was important to Julie to plant these. They weren't so strong last year, but this year they're really out. And we see these little red bugs, which love the milkweed, and then we've seen a few monarchs, and the sunflowers are just starting to bloom today.
Wonderful. They have done a wonderful job.
They have. This is garlic. There are a lot of herbs, tarragon and thyme, and I wish Julie was here to talk to you. She could be more
You've done a very good job.
eloquent.
Yeah, I can't tell you that much. The thing that people have been asking.
What's your name?
Oh, so I'm Tina Leesom. I'm with the Garden Conservancy, and I'm taking care of Gwen Gould's garden today for her.
Can you say anything about her garden?
You know, the thing that people have been asking about the most is actually the hedge as you come in. Everybody's wanting to know what that is, and we've been told that it's buckthorn.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I don't know. I think I looked it up because everybody was asking about it. Oh, okay. Great. All right.
What's going on here?
I'm Linda Mice. I'm parishioner here at Holy Trinity Parish, and this is our wonderful meditation garden started by Father Anthony Barrett, our pastor. And he's devoted a lot of hard work and time to this. Most evenings he's here tending to the flowers, and nothing was here last year. This has all come about in 1 year's time.
Oh my goodness.
So I think it's a beautiful tribute to God's love and grace.
That's amazing. Now, whose idea was this?
Father Anthony Barrett, pastor of Holy Trinity Parish.
1 year?
1 year. This is all. This is 21st Street. Oh, please go through it. Please do. Enjoy yourself.
Absolutely amazing.
He's done fabulous.
Now, you must have a few parishioners working the garden.
Well, we do. We have a small garden club. However, it's mostly Father Anthony Barrett, his loving care, tending these plants day in and day out, watering and checking them and taking just good care of them. That's what's done it. There was an old tree that had to be taken out and just some grass and crabgrass. That was it. And now all of this has replaced it.
If we could invent some way to convert crabgrass into a flowering...
Wouldn't that be nice?
plant,
Oh, that'd be a beautiful thing.
What a thought.
Yeah, I mean, with genetics, they should be able to do it.
But it still looks like a celebration of color.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, it's beautiful color, a blend, wonderful blend.
Are you the gardener?
Yes.
I'm Dan Udell. I'm doing a little documentary for all, all the Hudson blog tour. So if you could just say your name and just a couple of words about the garden.
My name is Dale Schaefer, and this is a garden that that myself and Philip Schwartz and designed together, and we moved in 3.5 years ago. And we just use it as, it's kind of, the garden is broken up into like sort of 3 rooms, as well as the porch, so that's 4. And it's about just having a different experience in each of the outdoor rooms.
Mm-hmm. And what was here before you got started?
Before we got started was the fence and that maple tree over there, but everything else is new.
Oh, okay. I'll just walk around.
That is a liquid amber or a sweet gum,
Oh.
but it's a cultivar that's called Slender Silhouette.
It's beautiful.
There's another.
Yes. In the church. Yes. No. So should we do that first? Let's go this way.
I'm Maria Manhattan, and we're here at 450 East Allen Street on the garden tour. And it's been a lovely day. We've had changeable weather, but it's really been wonderful. Lots of people coming by. People are very surprised at what's behind these gates. It's really been quite wonderful.
Thank you. And can you say a few words about the garden? When did you start? And,
Well, we've been here about 10 years, and some of the structure is from the original garden, but we've really ripped things out and put things in. Right now, the lilies are having a good time. They're all blooming beautifully, and the black-eyed Susans are coming in, and my dahlias are going to come in. In about a month, we'll have these the big dinner plate dahlias that are really fabulous, so you should come back. But these are the white Blanca lilies. They're getting ready. These are just finishing, these yellow lilies. And these balloon flowers are gorgeous, these kind of purple balloon flowers. There's a little hosta alley down there.
Yes, beautiful.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rosemary Younger, and this is my garden.
And when did you start this garden?
I started this garden about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's
What was here when you arrived?
the birch tree in the back, the pussy willow in the front, and a lot of poison ivy in between. So it's been a long road, but I think, yeah, it's my favorite part of the house. Thank you. Oh no, they're brandy wines. I put them at the farmer's market, but I haven't had them before. They're sold to me as brandy wines that are like a cherry tomato, but a very large cherry.
Wow. Yeah.
So I haven't had any yet.
Okay.
I took some of everything before the garden tour, but this really needs my love. It's a little like. I did. These came from the the beams in the house because it was cheaper to build something than to throw them out. And then I just put the wood low. Yeah, I was just thinking inside that I can't count it.
Oh, yeah. And your name again?
Laura Langley.
And you're what?
I'm assisting my friend Andrea Karras.
Good.
Yeah.
This is really just, you know, a video for friends. Nothing, nothing frightening.
Now what is, so you've got this coleus going, and then what is this underneath? Is that a geranium?
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen leaves like that.
I got it at Home Plus. I can't remember the name of it.
Home Plus Farm.
They have it in the springtime. You could probably find it there.
There is a plant finder app that someone told me about where you can take a picture of a plant and then it will identify it.
It's some lady's name.
The geranium?
Plant snap. It's not very good.
It's not.
No.
Okay,
Well, it's probably better than I am, so.
And it remembers probably better than you do. I do.
Good memory.
No, you know what? They give it to him.
Yeah, we're not from this area.
Yeah, we're not allowed to bring plants into California.
Oh, right, okay. So you're from California.
Well, we're from here, but we live there now.
May I just get your name?
Oh,
and,
can we get away?
Yeah,
we'd like to get. Yeah,
Let's get out. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have fun. My name is Andrea Karras, and I've had this garden about 6 years, and I have lots of fun.
And what was here before you arrived?
This tree, this large spruce, radius, you know, ever-present red cedar. That was there, and then I had someone do the landscaping, and then I just started planting quite a bit. Thank you.
Beautiful. You like lilies?
Yeah, I love lilies, roses, asters, which I'm waiting for, and you know, everything else.
You might double fist me if I've got the cake and...
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
No.
She brought me maps.
Yes, map.
Yeah.
Do you need a map?
No, I have not. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Ellen. You're amazing.
I don't know about that, but...
Okay, I'm Catherine Umstead, and this is 441 Union Street.
And when did you start gardening here?
I bought my house exactly 10 years ago, and I designed it then, and then it took a few years to get the plants in. I'm still working on that, actually. And it evolves a little bit every year. It's a work in progress.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Fly.
Pet fly?
Yeah. And it's
Well,
got
you cut
such a
I
pretty...
don't know if you cut a wasp. I don't know if it's a fly.
It's such a pretty flower, and then it has these
Not to mention those
pods
things. So cool.
afterwards. Yeah, but
Is it an annual or?
It is an annual, but it will reseed all over the place. But this is what it looks like when it first comes up. So it's very easy to spot, and you just pull it out when you don't want it. It's got these little fly spots.
Oh wow.
So I think that's how it got the name.
Oh, fly catcher.
Yeah, it looks like a fly. So you just see these and you pull it out where you don't want them.
Right.
But it gets very big.
Wow, it's amazing.
And I think those flowers are so pretty.
They're so lovely.
Yeah. But in one plant, it wouldn't in 1,000.
not.
No, it's not big as it should be. And is this a lantern? Truffle flower?
That is a honeysuckle.
I have been here since 2011, but the garden is really only probably about 3 years old in this current state. But I'm really excited that it's finally, everything's getting big enough to share. And it's been a long, hot day, but I'm enjoying, we're getting much more traffic on this side of town than I thought we'd get. And
your name? I don't have your name.
Mara Estrabo.
Okay. And what was here before you
Lawn, lots of old lawn,
Mhm.
and a few old rose bushes, and a catalpa tree that was right next to the house that I had to take down because it was
Great. And I've been working on the house for years, and the heavy equipment kind of killed a lot of everything that was here, so I had to start over. And there's heavy clay in Hudson, so I've been battling the clay, but I'm winning the battle this year.
We expanded our dining room, and the construction equipment just demolished a beautiful garden we had.
Yeah, I took the siding off the house and the windows and everything, so but you know, time to restore it. Well, actually, it's not restoring it because it was never more than simple grass, but I'm enjoying making it into something new.
Well, thank you very much.
Sure.
So this will go. That's Dan Udell.
Where's Barrett?
At the other place at Hudson Bush Farm, we used to go and had a show for this conservancy. My name is Norman Posner, and I live in a house that is difficult for me to function in because I have had a stroke. But with my spouse, Graham, and the help of a number of garden people, we decided to make the nicest garden we could here in this house in the northern part of what's the place, Gray?
We're talking about north of Warren.
North of Warren, which we have decided to call NOW, the new part of Hudson. And so we got this lovely little garden, which is hidden like many of the gardens in Hudson, the secret garden.
Yes.
And we're off the record, off the parade, which is mostly around the city proper. But we had about 50 people, and they loved it. And it was fun to be able to show a garden to some people who lived in the area or came from some further place to take a chance and see what they could see around the Hudson Valley.
May I show him the newest member of the family?
Oh yes, we have a new member to our family, which you might get a kick out of.
Operation also, but the main one's still in New York. So here we go. That's staying power. It's called Steinway, and it's
amazing.
Top of the line.
Amazing.
there enough if I took a picture? Oh. I know, but pictures are, looking is one thing, pictures are... Oops, hello.
Hey, go ahead. Sorry. If you could just say your name and just a few words about what's going on here.
Oh, well, my name's Alan Hamilton. Lisa Durfee is my partner. She owns this house, and she lets me stay here. So we got a, we've been working on this garden over the years, probably since we bought the house.
When was that?
Or she bought the house, actually. 2001, I think. Yeah. So.
And what was here before?
Well, I'll show you. There's a picture here that we saved that is basically what was here before. It's kind of that.
Let me zoom in on that. Oh yes, that's a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. It's like a blank slate right there.
With a few cracks.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. It is definitely a secret garden. Nice walkway.
It's very manageable. I mean,
yes. Yeah.
Not a lot of dirt to work with, so.
Lovely. Okay, well that's it. I have one more. Not the 21st. So, right on Warren Street.
Yes.
And it was hard to find.
That's the reason why they put balloons here. That we're going to put them in the back also. But
Okay, well, we found it anyway.
Good.
So, lead the way, please.
Not many of these buildings have the space for a garden.
Years ago, when Mrs. Greentham was here, they used to call these little tours the Hidden Gardens of Hudson.
Was she here in this building?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this has a lot of historic significance.
See, this is what a lot of people see.
Uh-huh. What did Mrs. Greenthums do here?
She basically lived here because she was involved in the morning show on television.
Mm-hmm.
Talks about plants and everything. Going through.
Wow. Wow. What a surprise. Oh my goodness. Well, this is fitting as the last garden for me to visit. It's absolutely beautiful.
And you're really diving into bringing up there. Come over here.
Oh, wow. Magnificent. Oh, my God.
You go up there. There's a beautiful there of the garden, too.
And did she do any of her shows from this building?
No. We just flew up her because of the morning show. And where she did it. I will.
So happy I was thinking here. I'm not ready to give up. I did.
Lou Glass and Don Fratty.